Hello again, everyone. Welcome back to Planescape Torment. We have finally encountered Ravel, and having answered her questions, it is time for us to ask ours. Why did you make me immortal, Ravel?
That's what you wanted, seedling, and you asked so sweetly. Now how could Ravel say no to one such as you? Immortality was your solution and your challenge to me.
My solution, but why?
I don't know, seedling. Time has chipped away at my memories as well, it would seem. Seem? If you remember, tell me. I'm a curious myself. It must have been something important. Isn't it in the nature of a man to want to live forever?
Dakan responds, only if what lies on the other path carries greater pain. Yeah, that seems like a good answer from Dakan, actually. Ravel, this is very important. Do you have any idea why I asked you to do it?
Death was a thing you needed to dodge. An easy thing to say, mayhap, but to do it is not. Immortality, even with its flaws, was the best solution this withered mind could untangle. Yet, lead is not easily changed to gold, but it is possible through the unwise. Unwise? Ravel. If water can be drawn from blood, mortality can be taken from a mortal, peeled back like a sticky film.
So you pulled it off?
The gulf between man and unman is great. You traveled the distance. I provided the means, but you crossed on your own.
Ravel slaps her head and raises her hand, rakes her hand through her hair.
Bad Ravel, mortals are too flawed to be made to last. Still they break. They must be dragged kicking and screaming into an unhealthy new mold.
Unhealthy? So the ritual is flawed?
Shortcuts must be made, and they can break the molded. For it is not always the mold that breaks, but the substance poured within it. Force something into a shape it was not meant to be, and it breaks. I thought the material was of stronger stuff, but you have been broken.
But I am immortal. Surely that was a success?
You have survived long, immortal one, but you have become the prey of the creature that is life.
She cups her hands and reverses it, forming a canopy with her hands.
The body is but a hut for the soul, and now no one dwells in your hut.
What went wrong with the ritual?
Puzzle-fleshed broken, beautiful, beautiful mortal man. The ritual was not a finished thing.
Ravel's brows wrinkle and her talons pick at her hair, tugging on a lone strand.
The ritual gave you what you wanted, but... The ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs. The casting of shadows, the quiet, violent deaths of the mind, the pain-taking emptiness. These things a dangerous are in such a fragile vessel, no matter how strong a mortal man. Regret them, and the rituals do I not... and the rituals do I.
Casting of shadows?
Ungrateful shades, but ungrateful without cause. The shades, they hate you, Nameless One. For they are fathered by you, your children. Once forsaken, they will never forgive. They will do everything they can to destroy the parent. Such is the way of children.
How do I father shades, these shadows? Are they my past lives? Are they people that I've killed? Alright, I don't exactly get that.
You cast shadows on existence, Nameless One. With every death, a shadow arises fresh from the fields of your flesh. They wander for a time, but always they return, looking to murder their parent. Such is the way of many offspring.
Ravel purses her lips in disapproval, then suddenly pokes you in the chest with a talon.
And thankless young men such as yourself.
Tell me more about this ritual.
The ritual gave you what you wanted, but great were the costs. The casting of shadows...
Okay, let's say that. The quiet, violent death of the mind?
1,000 deaths, and you recover from each. Not so the mind. The mind is much more fragile. Its scars run deep and do not heal. The brain is encased in a hard-bone shell, difficult to breach, but with no defenses against that which eats at it from within.
Painstaking emptiness?
You have a hole where where your mortality once lay within your shell.
She makes her hand into a fist and shakes it.
Rattle, rattle goes the hollow man, a baby's plaything with naught but a tiny stone that clatters and clacks in your frame.
Despite these problems, it seems like the ritual worked.
Updated my journal.
You doubt Ravel? Of course I delivered on what was promised. Not long after the spell drew you to a close, I killed you to see if it had worked. You struggled so, but I kept my grip tight and watched you die your first of many deaths.
Ravel clacks her teeth.
Then was I learned of it in its flaws.
What flaws?
Ego enwraps us like a prison. Forgot I did that it oft-times serves as a shield.
Ravel clicks her tongue.
My pretty, pretty thing, there is much wisdom and understanding in the truth that life is a preparation for the ultimate goal, death. Our life is a means by which we learn how to die. If we forget such things...
So that's when you discovered I lost my memories when I died?
Yes, Ravel nods. Unfortunate. Without the mortality to hold such memories tight, the shell of body is...
So you took my mortality from me. Is it still intact? Ravel seems surprised, then alarmed.
Yes, yes, yes. Fear not for a broken mortality. If you are here a talking at me, intact your mortality must be. Such a thing cannot not be destroyed as long as you exist. You are an anchor of your mortal soul. As long as you are intact, so shall it be. Made to last are you.
Ravel smiles and gives you a wheezing laugh.
For life swallowed you and spit you out.
It swallowed him, but I don't know if he came out of that end. Enough of this. Look, Ravel, you took my mortality from me, and it has caused more harm than good. I would take it back now. You've had it over long, I think.
Ah, you make a demand?
Ravel's black-veined eyes sharpen and twist, taking a disturbing awareness, and she bares her yellow fangs.
No, no, no. That, Ravel, I will not do. What is undone cannot be done.
Ravel, I tire of your word games. I am not playing with you any longer. Give me back my mortality, or I shall kill you. Why not?
Ravel cannot give such a thing to you, my precious man, for Ravel has nothing to give. I never possessed you or your mortality, though I wish to keep them both in my garden as selfish affection's keepsakes. Trace the patterns of your flesh, but such things Ravel could not bring herself to do.
Why not?
You loved him,
Anna breaks her silence. She sounds astonished.
You loved him, you did.
Ravel gives a low, wide smile.
Is that so hard for you to believe, fiendling?
She cackles softly to herself.
Does Ravel being Ravel, and thus a myth, not deserve to carry such a feeling in her black brambled heart?
No creature is undeserving of such feeling, Ravel. Grace speaks softly. The histories do not paint such a compassionate picture of you, however.
The past is past, and histories care little for us speaking the truth of it.
Ravel frowns, then her voice drops slightly, threateningly, as she studies Grace.
The feeling brushed me, yes, and now hold your silvered tongue, abyssal daughter. I need not your soft words to cloud the air here. The man and I shall speak, and you shall bow out of this. I shall attend to you shortly.
Enough, Ravel. If you don't have my mortality, where is it?
I don't know, sweet thing, but if I were you, I'd get it back quick. No telling what horrible things someone could do to you if they held your mortality for ransom.
Ravel clicks her talons together.
It would like be holding someone's sweet, succulent soul. A puppet dancing on someone's strings would you be. A most sad puppet, too. Too? Know where it is, I do not.
Well, it would have been too easy for you to know where it could be found. Looks like I'm off on another hunt. Hold a moment. You say you don't know where my mortality is. Do you know someone who does know where it is? Ravel smiles horridly, her tusks gleaming.
Clever, clever, clever you are. Yes, there is another who might know the things that Ravel does not.
Another may know? Who? Ravel's eyes dim as if she is staring at something in the distance, and her voice slows.
A fair-skinned one, must you ask? An angel, a deva. One who soars on the wings of morning, and with his hands is the architect of horizons. He lies beyond my keeping, in another cage, in another prison. In his knowing is the knowing of what you wish to know. Ask him your questions. Listen to his answers. Use them as guides.
Where can I find this angel?
Updated my journal.
Holy cow, 180,000 experience points.
In leaving this prison to another cursed prison you will arrive. Though it may not appear as such to casual glances, step lightly and find the golden link in the ever-shortening chain. The light shall give you the dark of the matter, and new paths shall open to you.
Delightfully cryptic, though not surprising. Thanks. I had other questions for you, Ravel.
Of course, ever questions, ever questions.
I have some questions about you, Ravel.
Yes, ask your questions about Ravel, my precious man.
Ravel, who are you? Where did you come from?
I, Ravel am I, a maker and breaker of puzzles, a solver of what cannot be solved, a mind raveling and unraveling until the threads of thought are tied up like knots in a drunken man's hair.
Ravel picks at one of her jagged gray hairs, wrapping it around her finger.
It is enough, enough it is.
But what are you? Some have called you a night hag, whatever that is.
Night hag?
Ravel gives a ghastly smile, her yellowed teeth like needles.
I am but a woman who has sorely missed her beloved creation. Some have named me Crone, Grey Lady, Yaga Sister, Night Hag, but myself is my name, Ravel. Ravel who puzzles well, providing conundrums to decipher and laying impossibilities low. But?
Like that slipping in of mention of Baba Yaga there.
Many things are said about we Grey Ladies. A race are we Night Hags, but an individual am I. Some call us evil of old, stalkers of mortal dreams, the kindly ones, ugly, hideous things whose homes lie in the dark places of men's minds.
Ravel's eyes narrow to reddish sparks.
But that means nothing to me. What would one such as you call one such as I, pretty thing?
I find you beautiful, Ravel. Not perhaps to the eye, but your mind seems sharp and vibrant.
Do you think I care for such truths? A hex on inner beauty, no matter how long it may last the flesh. Think you ugly am I?
Ravel, you are not ugly.
Yet ugly I need not be, pretty thing. My shape is but water to my will, and I may reweave its fibers to a more pleasing tapestry.
Ravel glances at Fall from Grace, then smiles and licks her lips.
Yes.
Ravel, what?
You know, I've learned some new tricks.
Ravel has melted into Fall from Grace, taking on her demeanor, her features, her clothes. Is this shape more pleasing? Ravel smiles, her teeth now a brilliant, perfect white, the lips with just a hint of red. So cultured and breathtaking? She motions you to come closer. Come, my precious man, my lips do not burn with abyssal torments. Lay your lips upon mine. Ravel, stop these games. I have neither time nor patience for them. Resume your form.
Mayhap it is the rougher woman that you crave, the one of passionate fire?
Ravel glances at Anna, who stiffens as Ravel's gaze pins her.
Mayhap it is her what whets your appetite.
Ravel, stop this. I've no more time for your Ravel has melted into Anna's shape, taking on her demeanor, her features, her leather vest. Well, she's not actually speaking in Anna's accent.
Is it the rough-edged woman that you crave, the one for whom age has not yet tempered her passions?
Anna's Ravel's tail flicks as if in anticipation.
Come, caress my lips with your own, and I shall please you.
Ravel, stop these games. I have neither time nor patience for them. Resume your form. You blink, and Ravel is twisted back into her original form.
A difficult man to please you are. Pah! And wonder do they why there are no males of our kind?
What other shapes have you turned yourself into?
Maybe some, mebbeth none.
Ravel seems confused at the question.
I have not remembered such I've neen. Iveen, perhaps? Neither smarter nor marta. So many threads and branching, so many ravels, always stitching and mending and growing are my forms.
Mebeth? You were Mebeth?
That may have been one of my names, yes?
Ravel looks more confused, her black-veined eyes becoming misty.
Names are difficult to remember.
Her voice becomes faint.
Like calling across a great distance.
In her own way, Ivien helped me, Ravel. That means you helped me. I thank you. Almost unconsciously, Ravel's hands reaches out for you, and just for a moment you swear they are Ivien's talons. Stand your ground. Ravel's left hand plucks a hair from her head, hooks it around her talons, and lightning-like, she jabs another talon into the skin near one of your scars. It's barely more than a pinprick, but it looks like she's about to start stitching you up.
Updated my journal.
Max hit points +3. As it was with Ivien, the sensation is curiously painless, but the thread and stitching seems to be going much deeper, almost inside you, without actually going beyond the surface of the skin. In moments, Ravel's talons draw back, and you feel better, stronger. Ravel mutters in Ivien's voice.
Dumb zombie.
What other shapes have you been, Ravel? You were that barmy seamstress in the buried village, Marta. Marta was barmy, Ravel, but she was not unkind and not unhelpful. If you were her, then you mean me no harm. I thank you. As you say her name, Ravel's face seems to shift. Her blue skin sags, and until she's wearing the same sour, curd-faced expression you saw on Marta's face.
Come on now, don't be all difficult with Marta.
She raises the talon of her index finger like a scalpel and advances upon you.
False, nasty corpse.
Stand your ground. Ravel's filthy talon jabs into your abdomen, then pulls it brutally downwards in a saw-like motion, but there is no pain. You watch as your skin peels slowly back from her touch. No blood issues from the wound.
Look at this, Marta, look at this.
Let her work. Ravel's free hand digs into your chest, where she loops your intestines up like yarn, then plucks them from your stomach. As she does, your stomach seals up, as if time was going backwards. Marta, Ravel holds up your intestines like a trophy.
Pretty, pretty, eh, Marta? One shouldn't swallow such a thing. No, no.
Can I have those back, please? I might need them later. Gained item. Oh, goody. I think I gained another set of my intestines. It's always nice to have multiple sets of intestines, I suppose. She hands you the ropey mess. Despite the freshness, the fluids surrounding your intestines have dried like resin. It feels more like a loop of glazed rope. Thanks. I'll treasure this
Updated
always.
my journal.
Marta Ravel nods slowly, as well he
should. Shouldn't he, Marta? Yes, yes, he should, Marta. Powerful magic to be found in the guts of an immortal, yes, not like teethies or eyes.
What other shapes have you been? Let's go back to Mebeth. Nope, alright. So you had some other questions. What is this place? Ravel gestures around her.
Once a maze of lifeless stone it was, featureless, but a small black seed was wound in my hair when I came to this place, and it grew strong amongst the stone, flourishing, until it ran thick throughout the maze, like the unraveling hair of a crone. And so this maze of another becomes my garden.
Some other questions? Why were you imprisoned, Ravel?
I tried to help a lady, and kindly she did not take to it.
The Lady of Pain? You tried to help her?
My offering of help was unwelcome. I tried to set her free. Sigil is the cage, a city of doors and locks, is a prison for her. It must be, mustn't it be? Why else call the city Sigil the cage? And who is caged? The lady. A prison so small for one so great. Unjustness, wrongness, intolerable to torment a woman thusly.
I think I know who should be in a cage.
I tried to break the cage, let the lady go free.
She makes a shooing motion, her expression becoming pained. Excuse me. As she scatters invisible birds.
Shoo, shoo, O pained woman, let Sigil's ring be broken so you might fly far from its filthy streets and the stupid daubas that dare not speak in words for fear their thoughts would be overheard.
Ravel's hands slowly stop their shooing motion, and she gives a slow sigh. Go on.
Before I could finish, I have found myself here, and my memory's none the better for the trip. Much has slipped away, much forgotten. Yes, it was. Was?
Ravel smiles with her yellowed teeth.
The dwindling of memory has become a comfort to these old bones. Much have I forgotten. I am fortunate that I still remember you.
Ravel, but why did you try to free the Lady of Pain from Sigil?
Updated my journal.
Ravel's voice drops, almost reprimanding.
I resent anyone, even a power, being imprisoned, and think that everyone, whether stones, shores, or quiet-bladed ladies, should be free. Some have said more, fool I. Why risk such a thing, they said.
I agree. I would have let the lady lie in her cage. I think you did the right thing trying to set her free, Ravel. Is that what you were trying to do when I met you so long ago? Were you trying to set me free?
Quite possibly quite. Life's chains and fear of death may have gripped too tightly on the man I knew. Knew then?
Ravel picks at one of the jagged gray hairs, wrapping it around her finger.
No liking for chains and cages does Ravel have.
Ah, so I was caged somehow, or chained. It sounds to me as if your memory is stirring, Ravel.
Yes.
Ravel blinks for a moment, and her black-veined eyes become duller as if she's been struck by a heavy weapon. Her talon tightens around the gray hair, so tightly it looks like she is about to tear it from her skull.
Mayhap you were trapped? But it was no normal cage that held you.
Do you have any idea what held me?
Updated my journal.
Ravel looks confused, and her face twists as if she is fighting an unpleasant thought.
I have forgotten. Mayhap a promise. No.
Her finger tightens around the gray hair, and to your surprise, there is a snap like a twig breaking, and Ravel tears the hair from her head. A trickle of black blood worms from beneath her skull cap, and she hisses in anger. Ravel, are you all right? Holy cow, 90,000 experience points, and gained an item.
No more will I say.
Ravel's face wrinkles in pain, the talon covered with the blood-tipped gray hair. Even plucked from her head, it looks jagged and stiff.
I do not know, and no knowing shall I share.
She stares down at the gray hair wrapped around her talon, then she hisses and flicks it to you.
Take this and leave the past where it lies, half-man.
Very well, Ravel. Then there is nothing more to be said on the matter. I had some other questions. The legends claim you are a powerful mage, Ravel. Can you teach me some of the art? Ravel frowns disapprovingly, her bluish skin twisting like a rag.
Does Ravel know the art? Is your mind gone away with more of the mortality, a thing like all up and lost? I have forgotten more of the art than you shall.
She jabs you with one of her talons.
Ever, she jabs you again. No.
Can you teach me some of the art, then? Ravel narrows her black-veined eyes, studying you.
Mayhap I could be persuaded by one such as you, although any other would not have such a chance, nor the boon I offer. Are you a rudimentary student of the art, or am I facing a tried, true, and tired master?
I am but a rudimentary student. Student, beautiful Ravel. A master in the arts. Beautiful Ravel. I really couldn't say. I seem to be alternately complimented and ridiculed for my efforts. Perhaps I could receive training another time. And some other questions. Let's go for this one, the modest one.
You are one who creeps along the middle path when speaking to others, I see.
Such a path lacks conviction. Ravel scrunches her eyes as she stares at you.
I'd guess you are a fledgling mage, but you have a branching of potential that has yet to grow. I'll give you this. Shh, close your eyes, listen.
Close your eyes, listen. As you close your eyes and listen, a tremor passes through you, as if barbed snakes were brewing beneath your flesh. When your eyes open, within your palm is a strange black barbed seed. You have no idea how it got there. Ravel is watching you carefully.
Take the seed, learn from it.
Very well. I had other questions for you, Ravel. A gained item. Thank you for the information you have given me, Ravel. I must leave now.
Hold.
Ravel's voice drops to a low hiss like that of a serpent.
The most important question you have yet to ask, my precious man. Has it occurred to you yet?
Yes, I need to know how to leave this place. Do you know the answer to this question?
I know the branchings of this place, the twistings and bendings and burrowings. Though there are no leaves here, one may take their leave when they wish.
So you do know how to leave.
Wrap your hands about you like branches. Make them encircle your chest like a cage. Step from the cage of the maze into the darkness, and into another cage your body shall go. A simple leaving, but there is no return when that final step is taken. So take heed and take what you need before you take the step.
Which of the edges of the maze do I leave by?
Which? A question posed to the witch. Which? One of the edges knows, not I. The remembering of which has failed me. The edges of the maze have had little to say on the matter.
You've known how to leave all this time? Then why don't you leave?
Why stay when one can leave, is your question to me?
Ravel breaks into a crooked smile, displaying a row of fangs.
I turn the question upon its head and send it scurrying back to you. The answer lies not in the staying or leaving, but in the causes and reasons, my precious half-man.
Don't you want to leave?
It is a want, a once want, but not a now want. And more a knotted want. What do I need that lies beyond my brambled walls? It is a cruel, jagged world beyond the edges of this maze, and Ravel has pulled enough of its shards from her skin.
You have done me a great service, beautiful Ravel. Thank you for hearing my request and sharing your knowledge with me. Ravel gives a crooked smile, all tusks, and then gives a soft cackle.
Ah, it is I who thanks you, my precious man. Long has it been since such sweet flattery has been brought to this maze. I wish to grant you a boon, my songbird.
A boon? I would gladly accept any gifts you wish to give. No boon is necessary, beautiful Ravel. Yeah, I'll go with that.
Your protestations have no place here, songbird. Shh, I would tell you a secret.
At the risk of repeating myself, please, no boon is necessary, beautiful Ravel. Very well.
Then listen to me. Close your eyes, and I shall let you see the nature of the multiverse.
Close your eyes and listen. 90,000 experience points. Wow. A wisdom +1. You close your eyes, and as you do, you feel a sharp stabbing pain in your right eye. Your eye, one of your eyes, opens, and you see Ravel before you, her blood-red eyes gleaming with delight. One of her talons is extended and is tipped with your blood, and an eyeball, yours.
What did you do? A boon I have granted, songbird, a twist of perception, a tap into the branches of the mind. A tap into the roots of Ravel's knowing have I granted you, a piece of me.
She takes the eyeball, and you watch in disgust as she pulls forth a black seed and places them both in her left palm. With a grotesque smile, she crushes the two of them with a sickening crunch.
Give it back. Of course, precious man.
Ravel opens her palm, and your eye lies there, seemingly untouched, staring at you. She places it between her thumb and forefinger, and then, before you can react, she stabs it into your empty eye socket.
Updated my journal.
One piece of me lies in your good eye, precious man. When you see the planes through that eye, you will understand more than you once did. Wiser you will be, and more experience of the planes and their turnings will you understand. And that is all.
Very well. Thank you, Ravel. I must bid you farewell. As you are about to utter your farewell, you suddenly feel a crawling sensation in your skull, and you notice Ravel's black-veined eyes have taken on a strange predatory fire. You're not going to let me leave, are you, Ravel?
A perceptive question, yet it not the real question.
Ravel's voice takes on a strange whisper. Very sad, that sends a faint echo through your mind.
The question is, do you wish to leave me, half-man?
Fair Ravel, you helped me when I came to you so long ago, and you have done so again. I shall not forget what you have done, but now I must leave. I have to know more about myself. I have to. It's important that I find out all I can about myself, and there is much more I need to know. I do not wish to be trapped here in this place, Ravel. It is your home, not mine. I do not want to be trapped in this maze. Do I intend to leave? Yes. Well, let's go with the first one. There is a terrible shimmering in the air around Ravel, and the sound of snapping twigs and crackling tree limbs, and the horrid sound of trees bending and splintering. What? Ravel's lips peel back, and her voice becomes shrill, like a howling wind.
What do you know of knowing, half-man? Know this. Know you will stay here until the end days in my brambled garden, never to leave, and you shall love me as you were meant to, as you promised.
Well, you know what? I think it's about time to end the episode again. And we'll see exactly if how this plays out, if there's a way for us to get out of this without fighting her or not, in the next one. See you then, everyone.